What exactly is blue dot fever? We'll tell you our all-time favorite TV moms. Dolly Parton cancels her residency again. The Met Gala looks were mostly all about boobs. A child actor turned to porn to make a buck. And much more pop culture silliness for May 6, 2026, this week on the Swish Edition. Hey, everybody, it's episode 513. It's Wednesday, May 6th, and Olay, we're recording this on Cinco de Mayo yesterday. So, how are you?
I'm good. You said this was episode 513, and incidentally, I'm wearing a Friday the 13th shirt.
Perfect.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I told you, Robbie, that I was going to have a margarita with tequila, but I have wine instead, so it's kind of boring.
I don't really drink tequila that much unless it's in a margarita, and I don't really
Yeah.
make them at home. I go out and get them.
Exactly.
And
It's
all
not
the Mexican restaurants are going to be packed to the gills today. It's
true.
like, yeah. So well,
Sorry.
I'll make white people tacos at home tonight.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Last night. Hey, so
Exactly.
a couple date things for May 6th. Today is George Clooney's birthday. He turns 60. How is he 65 years old?
He looks
Crazy.
great.
Yeah,
And he's still rocking that Caesar cut.
he is. He is. Also on this day, May 6th, I didn't know this, back in 2004, the final episode ever of Friends aired. And I remember where I was when I was watching it because
That's funny.
I was on a business trip. I was at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City.
That's
That's
funny you
where I
say that
watched it.
because I remember where I was too. It was the first year that I had moved to DC, and I was in my apartment and I watched it from my bedroom. It was just weird. I just remember exactly which house I was or apartment I was in, and
Yeah. It's one
like,
of those
well,
things it was an iconic finale. So,
and I wasn't even like a huge Friends fanatic or anything, but I had to watch the final.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was the most watched thing that year, to tell you the truth. Or it might be the Super Bowl, but
And that was back when people still watched network TV.
and that's when people watched things when they were actually on.
Yeah. Some people had TiVos back then, but they were just starting.
So, also on this day, Apple unveiled the first iMac back in 1998. So, I'm still using their products, I'm happy to say. And if you guys have your calendar out and you haven't done anything about it yet, you have 4 days left because Mother's Day is this coming Sunday.
So run out and get a card, send some flowers to your mother, word to your mother.
Word to your mother.
I
Did you
already
already
mailed my
send?
card. I mailed my card out like 3 days ago. I'm on top
Yeah.
of it. I'm
And
right on top of that, Rose.
I'm going to see my mother on Mother's Day, but I still sent a package just in case. So it'll be there before I get there, probably, but we'll find out. Anyway, so in honor of mothers, I thought it would be fun to start the episode today with our list of our favorite TV moms of all time.
And I had
So
so much fun with this.
I thought this was very fun. TV series moms. So we each picked 10. And Robbie, you should go first.
Do you want me to go first, starting with my whole list?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right.
Should we go back and forth and back and forth?
No, let's do it each because people might get confused. They might think one of yours is one of mine, and I definitely don't want that to be the case.
Did you
After
put
looking
them
at
in?
your list, just kidding.
Did you put them in some kind of specific order, or
I
are they?
put them in order. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to start from number 10 and work my way up to number 1.
Okay.
And so I put some thought into this. You know, I'm a big fan of network television. When I was a kid, I was always watching shows every night of the week in the 80s and 90s. So most of mine are from that era, I must say.
Gotcha.
And I only stuck with network TV. I see on your list you have some that are not network, but that's okay. I just decided to stick with network TV shows. So,
He's coming at me already. Great.
so I will have one honorable mention, and it might be like a snub that I didn't put her on the list, but I'll explain myself, even though I don't have to. Honorable mention Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show. It's an iconic show, an iconic character, but I didn't really dig The Cosby Show that much. I thought it was boring, and she just was not fun. Like all of my moms are fun.
Yeah, she
So
wasn't a fun mom.
so no hate to Claire Huxtable or Felicia Rashad. It's an iconic part. That's why I wanted to mention it, and I didn't want to leave it out entirely. So it's an honorable mention. So I'm going to start my list with number 10. Mary Jenkins from 227, played by Marla Gibbs. And she gets bonus points because she even sings the theme song to the TV show called There's No Place Like Home. And I mean, no place, child.
I think
You
I have
remember that?
seen I certainly remember it, and I watched every single episode, and I've probably
She
seen them all 5 or 6 times. Yeah.
Well, and that's how we all know about Jack A. Harry, who
Yeah.
played Sandra Clark. So Mary Jenkins, number 10 for me. Number 9, Jessica Wong, played by Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah.
She is so funny to me, and I
I
identified
th-
with her a bit on that show.
I thought about putting that on my list, but I'm glad you got it covered.
Well, and the show was set in the 90s. So
Yeah.
she got obsessed into watching Melrose Place with her mom friends on the block. And
Yeah.
she loved Wheel of Fortune and wanted to be a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. And in one episode she did. And she's kind of neurotic and funny, which I can relate to that. And I want to be on one of my life goals is to be on Wheel of Fortune.
I think that you would be very good at that. Absolutely.
But just like all my other life goals, I don't follow through. I probably never will be on Wheel of Fortune, but I want to
You
be.
should try out. You should
Um,
try out. They have
I
tryouts
should.
all the time.
I've went to see a taping of Wheel of Fortune once.
Yeah, don't they tape like 5 or 6 episodes a day?
Yeah, man, they rush
Yeah,
through those things. All
yeah.
right, number 8 is Thelma Harper, played by Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Family. You gotta love her. She's with all those barbs she throws at her family, and she's just funny and cute. And who doesn't love
Yeah,
Vicki Lawrence?
so great.
Number 7 is Peg Bundy, played by Katie Seagal from Married with Children.
Classic.
I've met Katie Seagal once at a con. She was very nice.
Cool.
Yeah, iconic, right? And number 6, I put Mona Robinson from Who's the Boss, played by the lovely Catherine Hellman, who is no longer with us, but she really made that show. She was
Yeah.
the hip grandma, hip mom. She played Judith Light's mom on the show. She was sexy and funny and over 50. I think she might have been over 60. Uh,
Listen, she played a lot of iconic moms on a lot of iconic shows. She first did Soap back in the was that the late 70s?
with Billy
Um,
Crystal, yeah.
and then she also played, a mom on, Everybody Loves Raymond. She was, what's her name's mother?
Well,
Raymond's wife's mother.
she
Yeah.
also played Goldie Hawn's mom in Overboard, the movie.
That's right. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Andrew, I'm sitting. Um, and the one number 5, I have Sophia Petrillo, played by Estelle Getty from The Golden Girls. Of
Perfect.
course, she played Dorothy's mother, B. Arthur's mother. Um, she won an Emmy for that role. Number 4, I have Harriet Winslow from Family Matters, played by Jo Marie Payton. I just love this sitcom so much. I got to meet Carl Winslow, you know, Reginald Bell Johnson,
Yeah, we talked
and
about that a couple weeks ago.
I
Yeah.
love Harriet. She's a strict mom, but she's she loves her kids and she's just nice to watch. And actually, the show was supposed to be her show before Urkel hijacked it.
Yeah,
It was a
I've read about
spinoff from
that.
Perfect Strangers, and it was supposed to be her vehicle. And so the first season explores her a bit more than the later seasons, but I just love her. I love the character and I love the actress. Uh,
Cool.
Now we're getting into the top 3.
Mhm.
Number 3, Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch, played by Florence Henderson, the legendary Florence Henderson, who is also no longer with us.
She was so talented.
I loved her, and she was funny. See, that's what I appreciate people that are funny and, like,
Yeah.
down to earth kind of funny, like
She had a huge, career after the Brady Bunch. She did so many things from Wesson commercials to talk shows, appearances. She did
well,
a
yeah,
lot
but
of Today
she
Show
was a
stuff.
I think she hosted
Yeah.
her own talk show for a minute,
She did,
and
yeah,
she had a huge gay following too.
yeah.
She even did so there's this great performance she does, of "Nothing Like a Dame" that she did at Broadway Cares in 2015. That's the
Remember?
song from the musical South Pacific. My god, if you wanna talk about a great fun performance, she's bawdy and funny. Look it up on YouTube when you can. Florence Henderson, Broadway Cares, "Nothing Like a Dame." You will
That
not regret it, it's so good.
that must have been one of her last things that she did because I think she died shortly after that.
I think you're right. She looked great in it too. There's a video of it. She's wearing a red like pantsuit, and I used to play that at show tunes when I was the VJ at JR's, and it would get a good reaction from the audience. All right, number two is Marge Simpson from The Simpsons, voiced by Julie Kavner.
Love her.
I mean, how many seasons has The Simpsons got under their belt now?
I think they're on season 187, I think. It
I
started
know that they started in '89 with this Christmas special only, and then
I
it
remember.
started in as a season in 1990.
I remember exactly where I was. I remember that because I was a freshman in college when it came on, and it's still going strong. And let me tell you, those voice actors on that show, they've made a fucking fortune. A
Dream job,
fortune.
dream job.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
I was in I was in second grade when The Simpsons came out.
Shut up, Robbie. This is your Hey everybody, this is Robbie's last show.
Which leads me to number one. My number one mom, and it's a little controversial, but I don't care. It's Roseanne Connor from Roseanne, starring Roseanne Barr, or
Nothing
in
wrong
some
with that.
seasons, Roseanne Arnold. And then when she divorced Tom Arnold, it was just Roseanne, like Cher or Madonna. I
Exactly.
know she's controversial because of some stupid stuff that she's done, but I will never apologize for loving the show. So that's why she's my number one. So I'm pretty happy with my list. So I'm looking forward to hearing all of yours.
I love your
You
list
want to
and
start with number 10,
I
or do you want
thought
to start
about
from number one?
I'm gonna go the opposite direction of you. I'm gonna go from
Okay.
my top to the bottom. And I don't know that they're necessarily in any order. Oh, I love them all. How about I say that? So first of all, I've made it very clear. I think I posted on Facebook this week that Dallas, the original Dallas show on CBS from the late 70s into the early 90s, was my favorite show of all time. I literally have seen it. I've seen the entire series, all 14 seasons, about 5 or 6 times. I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. And I love
Respect
it.
that.
So I put as my number one Miss Ellie from Dallas, played by the late Barbara Bel Geddes. She had to try to rein in JR, and that was not easy. Not easy. So she had a lot of mom duties to do with that one. Next, I went with something that it wasn't broadcast TV, but I guess it kind of was because when it was showed originally here, aired in the United States after it was on the BBC, I believe. We got it on PBS here in the United States. So that's broadcast TV. And that's Violet Crowley, who was the Dowager Countess of Grantham from Downton Abbey, played by the late Maggie Smith. Almost everyone on my list is dead.
You're
And
right.
how can you not love Maggie Smith? I know you do, right, Robbie?
Love Maggie Smith. I just didn't love Downton Abbey.
I can't hear you. I've come undone.
Wow, I knocked your earphones right out of your head.
I
I love to
knew.
keep you on your toes and shake things up just enough.
Well, I did it last week and I did it again today. I'm stepping on my cord, so I think I need a shorter cord. Um, anyway, so you heard that. And did you answer the question, Maggie Smith? You love her?
I love her. I just like I
I
said,
mean,
I
she's
just
been
didn't
in
love
everything.
that show, but her role was iconic. I mean, all
Iconic.
those memes and quotes she had, she was great. She was great.
She had
She
the
Maggie
best.
Smith could do no wrong. I've seen so many things she's done, even when she
Yeah.
was a younger woman.
Yeah. And then, of course, my favorite sitcom of all time, I had to put Lucy Ricardo from I Love Lucy, the late Lucille Ball, who was the best, the original sitcom actress of all time. And she kind of like started it all. And of course, she
She
was a
did.
mom on the show. And the most famous episode of one of the most famous episodes is when she gives birth to little Ricky. So it's iconic. She was a mom on the show, and she was a mom in real life, and she was amazing.
I
Now
don't really think of her as like a TV mom for some reason. That's why.
no,
I
because
mean,
it was a small part of her character because they'd bring little Ricky out for a few minutes, and then he'd go away, and then she'd do something silly with Ethel. But she was a mom. Number 4 on my list is one of the talk about gay icons. It's
yes.
it's Andorra.
And I
Um,
love this. This is my favorite one on your list. That was not on
Andorra
mine.
from Bewitched, played
Yes.
by the wonderful Agnes Moorehead, despite my spelling mistake on our script. Agnes Moorehead was amazing. She was amazing in so many movies, and she was just was Bewitched her last thing that she did before she passed away? I think it was.
So Bewitched came out in the 60s into the 70s, right? I
Yeah.
know that Agnes Moorehead continued to act it. You know, Agnes Moorehead famously was one of the people that died. I hate to like change the subject on you, but she died of cancer along with a ton of other actors that were in that movie where John Wayne, they filmed it out in the Nevada desert. It was a movie. I think it was the one about, it was called The Conqueror. John Wayne played Genghis Khan, which was really ridiculous. But everybody, a ton of people on that movie, actors and crew, uh, a lot of them died from cancer, and it got blamed on the testing sites that were out there for like nuclear shit.
God, you're telling me
So
something I've
yeah,
never heard this
so
before.
look into that story. The Conqueror movie set cancer, and you know John Wayne died of cancer.
Yeah.
This Moorhead died of cancer. There was tons of other people on that set that ended up dying of cancer. It's a crazy story. Look into it. I'm surprised that it hasn't been more well known, and they should make it into a show or something.
They should. That's
Yeah.
quite interesting. I wanna learn more about that. Alright, so I'm gonna move on. Number 5 is somebody from your list, Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch. How could
Woohoo!
I not include her? We've talked a lot about the Brady Bunch on the show over the years. We talked about how they turned that house in, West Hollywood North Hollywood, the inside, they made it look just like the set on HGTV, and that was so cool. And it just turns out that when I was driving to Burger King yesterday, I heard an interview with Eve Plum, who played Jan Brady on the Brady Bunch. She was on Andy Cohen's show talking about her new book that she has out. And of
Interesting.
course and of course she loved Florence Henderson, and loved her experience on that show. So, next on my list is another one from your list, our only 2 crossovers. It's Thelma Harper from The Carol Burnett Show and Mama's Family. I think she was funnier on The Carol Burnett Show in the skits they did of Mama, than she was on Mama's Family sitcom. But I love her both. And, you know, she's still to this day, Vicki Lawrence is doing that character when she does stage,
Yes,
appearances.
she'll go
Yeah.
to cons as well dressed up like that.
And she looks I don't know if you've seen her lately. She's got to be in her upper 70s. She might even be in her 80s. She looks absolutely amazing.
She does.
Yeah.
She really does.
So I had to add this next one, especially since my heart was broken a few months ago when Catherine O'Hara passed away. Was she not one of the most iconic movie moms because she was Macaulay Culkin's mom on the Home Alone movies? But she was also Moya Rose on Schitt's Creek, which is one of the best comedy sitcoms that's come out of Canada, which Americans have fully embraced. And I assume you've watched that whole series?
Oddly enough, I have not watched the whole thing.
Jeez, so how could you not? It's like gay required viewing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I love Catherine O'Hara, and she's super wacky on that show. I've seen the important clips and stuff, but I just never sat down and watched the entire series.
yeah. Dale and I have watched it, I think 4 or 5 times because we always pick a sitcom to watch while we're eating dinner. Right now we're watching American Housewife, but, for the like, 4th time, and then we'll go back to we'll watch the whole Schitt's Creek again. Kinda fun. We can get through 1 sitcom episode per dinner.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I like that too.
Yeah. Speaking of American Housewife, which we're literally watching again right now, I picked Katie Otto from American Housewife, played by the great Katie Mixon. You guys might know her. She was on Mike and Molly. She played Molly's sister on that show. And then she went on to get her own show on American Housewife. Have you ever watched that one?
I am sad to say that I have never even heard of this one.
It is
I've never
so
heard of it.
cute. It is so cute and so
Is
funny.
this like a current network show?
It was an ABC show. You can get it now on Hulu, I believe, or Disney Plus, and I believe it's probably about 10 years old.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was the teens of the 20 the teens of the 20s. I don't know what we're calling these different decades nowadays.
That whole era is a blur for me. I put a
All right,
veil
well
over that era.
all right, well, if you have Hulu or Disney Plus, go check out American Housewife. I think we laugh out loud almost every episode. It's got some really funny moments in it. So I picked her as number 8. My number 9, probably don't think of her much as a TV mom, but she was a mom on this show. I picked Selena Meyer from Veep. That's, of course, an HBO show, played by the wonderful Julie Louis-Dreyfus, who is she's one of our best sitcom actresses of our lives, I believe. She did
Yes, she is.
Seinfeld. She did the New Adventures of Old Christine, which is just so fucking funny. And then, of course, she did Veep. And I hope she does something else because we need her back. But I picked Selena Meyer. She was a horrible mom. If you watch that series, you know she was a horrible mom because she was all about herself. But she's still one of my favorite moms. And then my number 10 is Debbie Novotny from Queer as Folk, played by the amazing Sharon Gless, who you guys
Yes.
probably know from back in the day from, I was going to say Starsky and Hutch. That's not right. Help me out.
Foreskin and Hutch? What?
She was on the girl police detective show. What was that? I know you know the
Charlie's
answer.
Angels?
No. Oh my God. How do you not know?
Oh,
Well,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm blanking. What?
Was it Kate and Allie or something?
No, that was a sitcom. Shit. Why can't I think of what the name of that show was? People are probably screaming at the screen. Anyway, I'll figure it out and write it at the bottom of the screen. But I obviously, as a young gay man, the original Queer as Folk series, not the British one, but the American one, was very near and dear to my heart. And Debbie Novotny couldn't have been a better mom to her gay son. So that was great.
Yes. I
And
loved
then
it too. And I almost put her on my list, but I decided to stick with network shows.
Cagney and
But
Lacey.
so when I said Kate and Allie, that's exactly what I thought. But I said Kate and Allie. I don't know why I did that.
Cagney and Lacey. Sharon Gless did that before Queer as Folk. And then my honorable mention is because I had Sharon Gless on the mind, I had to remember that she also played Madeline Weston on the great show Burn Notice, um, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. I watch it all the time. I could watch it every day. I usually have it on in the background while I'm doing other things. So I don't know if you've ever seen Burn Notice, but it's one of my favorites.
Is
And I
Glenn
turned my
close in
mom.
that?
Who?
Is Glenn close in that?
No,
I'm thinking of something else.
you
All these
must
shows
be.
nowadays with these freaking names like Burn Notice and stuff, like get on my nerves.
Well, Burn Notice is like 20 years old.
Yeah, well, it's still kind of new to me.
Yeah. All right.
So
Those are my TV moms. So happy Mother's Day, all mothers who are listening.
yes, go out to brunch and wear your Mother's Day dress or don't.
Or don't.
So switching gears here. So there's a new term lighting up the internet and social media this week, and it's called blue dot fever. And no, that's not something that you catch at the local bathhouse. It's an entertainment industry term describing the surge in concert tour cancellations and postponements because of poor ticket sales. So the blue dots in question are the unsold seats that are on the map in Ticketmaster. You know, those are the little blue dots where you can select your seat. And there's been a ton of cancellations this year. And I think the first big one that I think this one might have been last year before the blue dot fever was coined was when Lo was canceling her
Yeah.
concerts. I think that might have been at the end of last year.
Last summer.
She claimed it was for something else, but we know it was for low ticket sales. Post Malone is recently canceled or paused shows, and he claims that his new music is not ready yet, but who knows? He's canceled the first 6 shows of his new leg of his tour. Megan Trainor, she pulled the plug entirely on a 30-date amphitheater tour. She said she wants to focus on her family instead. I saw a recent picture of her, and to me, she looks like a drag queen trying to do Sabrina Carpenter.
She does not look great. I've been blaming a lot of this on the Ozempic.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I don't
think
know. Megan
she
Trainor always kind of annoyed me anyway. So, I mean, is she big enough to do amphitheaters? What does she think? She's biting off more than she could chew here.
I know. So let her go spend time with her family because I don't think she can fill a theater. I mean, she's had a couple good songs, a little catchy stuff, but I can't imagine. I wouldn't pay to go see her.
Well, and how long ago was all of this? Like her being
I
popular?
don't
It's
know.
been a while.
I don't know. It has.
Um, Zayn Malik, formerly of One Direction, he had to scrap his entire U.S. tour. He blamed it on his health. He's never come out and announced why he was hospitalized last month, though. So, but I thought I
Yeah.
read a story that he punched like one of the other members of One Direction in the face or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. It
I
just
think
sounds messy. It sounds messy.
yeah. Well, I think it's convenient that he's blaming it on his health, and maybe that is legit. But the tickets weren't selling. He just doesn't have. Some of his bandmates have a better luck at
Well, here's the thing:
filling seats.
people are picking and choosing what they're going to see now because money's tight for a lot of people. I mean, people just don't have like
Yeah, you can't see everything.
this extra income to be going to see somebody like Megan Trainor. Like, who's clamoring their parents to ask to go see Megan
Yeah.
Trainor? I mean, if you're going to be a kid, they're all, I don't know. Even the next one on the list, Pussycat Dolls, they can't even sell tickets. So Nicole Scherzinger and the other Pussycat Dolls, I mean, nobody knows what their names are unless you're a big fan. They canceled all but one North American show, and it was the June 6th Pride concert in LA. And I mean, that was smart because, a lot of the gays love the Pussycat Dolls. I mean, also for me, Pussycat Dolls was like of the moment. It was a novelty act. At least that's what I thought. They had some fun hits, like, you know, the big one, Buttons, and Don't You. I don't want to sing
Don't
it
you
because you
let
might
your
get in
yeah.
trouble. I used to have a shirt that says, Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like B? And it was a
Right.
picture of B. Arthur.
No, I think that
But
well, that's funny. But
that
no, I
is
think we're
funny.
allowed to. I think we can sing the songs. We just can't play the tracks.
But it's like, okay, the nostalgia acts are kind of big right now.
Yeah.
But I mean like nostalgia acts from like the 90s and the 80s and maybe even going back to the 70s and 60s for boomers and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But these nostalgia acts for like the 2000s,
It's
it's not
not
catching
clicking with
on.
audiences, right?
No, I
And
mean, I don't want to clamor for the 2000s. I'm not clamoring for that.
no, no, but when they did announce this, because this was going to be the Pussycats' 20th anniversary, there was a lot of press and a lot of excitement, but then people just didn't follow through with buying tickets. So It's
Well,
too bad.
I mean, also outside of being a gay man, who really cares about the Pussycat Dolls anymore?
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe people have moved on. There's so much competing for our concert dollars, so we
Well,
need
and
to be a
plus we
little
need
bit
we
more
need to save
careful.
our money for like the big ones coming up. People are going to be touring, and you like to see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, which like they're not suffering; they're selling tickets.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to also talk about the big news that came out just this past Monday. Dolly Parton put out a video on Twitter, X.com. We're supposed to call it that now.
Yeah,
Saying that
whatever. That's
going to
X.
cancel she's going to cancel her Las Vegas residency once again. You might recall that she did this last fall when she was supposed to be at Caesar's Palace in the Coliseum where Celine Dion used to perform. And people were really kind of pissed because she kind of did it at the last minute, I believe, last year. This year, she's giving people plenty of notice because here we are at the beginning of May and she wasn't supposed to start until mid September. So hopefully people can change their plans and get their money back and stuff. But the 80-year-old country music superstar was supposed to do 6 shows here in Vegas, but she says that she has completely treatable, quote unquote, completely treatable immune and digestive issues that are just keeping her from performing on the
And
big
her excuse is valid. It's not made up. Like she's
Of
definitely suffering from
course.
something. And
Yes,
that
and then
video she put out was so cute. She is
she's
so
so cute.
cute. I love her. She's a national treasure, as we all
Yeah,
know.
and
And
no one's gonna blame her.
were you going to try to go see that show if before when the
I
tickets were?
definitely would have gone to see that one.
I've
Absolutely.
seen Dolly Parton. I don't know the exact number, but at least 4 times. At least four
Yeah,
times.
she
And her show is
is.
very good. But this was also a
Yeah,
while ago, like over 10 years ago
yeah.
and later. But
She's a national treasure.
she's great. So
Yeah.
I don't think she had any problem selling tickets. Um,
No, no, sold out, sold
and
out.
it's funny that she's very public about this and she puts her own videos out, but it's still very private. Like we don't know exactly what it is. Like I don't think it's really our business to know, but I think it's interesting that she doesn't get specific with it. Like,
Yeah,
was it cancer? Was it like, I don't know. These things are, we worry about her because we love her.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the problem is when you don't say exactly what it is, then the media and people on social media will make up stuff. So that's why she finally had to say several months ago that she had kidney stone issues, which is why she was canceling stuff 6 months ago. So, it's really none of our business. And maybe we should just let people tell us, I'm not feeling well. I'll get better. I'll be back.
Right.
And just
Plus
let them be.
she's
Yeah.
pushing, didn't she just turn 80? I think
Yeah.
she just turned 80.
She's 80
So
years
give the
old.
woman a break.
She just lost her husband. Yeah.
She lost Kenny Rogers during the pandemic. I remember crying watching her video about that. But yeah, no, she's 80. I think she makes enough money. I don't even think she needs to tour. I think she's doing it for the fans.
She's not doing it for the money.
No, she
That
doesn't
woman
need
has
the money.
she's got plenty of money. She's
I
doing
don't
it because
know.
she loves it. Yeah. Anyway,
So I sort of
there you go.
touched on like the Backstreet Boys
Yeah.
not having problems selling their tickets. Um, but there's other acts too. Bad Bunny. I mean, he's kind of a big name this year.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga has been selling out. Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, BTS, Bruno Mars, Doja Cat. But I mean, BTS is very in the moment. Like, are they going to be able to sell out 3 years, 5 years from now?
I don't know.
We'll
I don't
see.
know, but they're killing it right now.
And even
And
legacy acts like the Eagles. Of course, people like that are going to sell tickets because people want to see them
yeah.
before they disband or die.
Well, and Glenn Fry said on 60 on was it Sunday morning or 60 minutes, I don't know. He said this is it. After we're done at the Sphere, there won't be any more. But they just announced a couple days ago they just added 6 more shows. So and every time they announce the shows, they sell out immediately. So
Have you gone?
I no, because that's not my thing. I
But
appreciate
still, it's the
them.
Eagles in the
I know.
time frame that they're still performing. I
I
would
know.
just go to go. I mean, you live there.
I do, but I can't go to everything. I'm going to No Doubt at the end of this month, so I get to do that on the 27th.
You know, I used to love No Doubt as a teenager, but Gwen Stefani just pisses me off these days. She really
I
does.
love her.
I know.
She's m I
She
love
makes me
her and
mad.
Blake. I think her and Blake Shelton, they look so cute together.
Well,
Anyway, so
moving
certain
on.
yeah, let's move on. So last week we got some aviation related stories. We got to mix it up and not talk about entertainment
Yeah.
all the time. This one is scary, and I actually talked to my sister about this one because she lives just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Newark Airport, and probably drives down this highway all the time. A United plane from Venice, Italy, on Sunday, this past Sunday, hit a light pole and a tractor trailer cab as it was landing at Newark Liberty International Airport. I've seen the video. It's kind of scary how low this guy was before he got to the runway.
It was on the turnpike, the New Jersey Turnpike
Yeah. Now the
on
crew
on
was
Interstate 95.
I know. I've been there. I've driven down that road many
So
times.
that guy needs to play the lottery because do you know how hard it is to be the person in a vehicle on the road to get hit by the wheel of the plane trying to land at that exact moment? Oh, I'd play the lottery. Well, he's going to get money. I'd sue the hell out of the airline,
He probably will. The truck driver was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries,
which
so
is a
hopefully
miracle in itself.
it
And
absolutely a miracle.
I even heard that I even heard that the bread wasn't even messed up.
Oh, was it a
It
bread truck?
it was a bread truck.
That's funny. That's really funny. Well, the
T-
plane landed if you guys probably heard about it, the plane landed safely, no passengers or crew were hurt, but the entire crew had to be removed from service as FAA requires. They all had to go through drug tests whenever an incident like this happens, even the flight attendants. It's so ridiculous. But, I'm sure the pilots will definitely be, have to go back to training, over this one, that's for damn
Well,
sure.
I wonder whose fault it was. Was it the pilots? Was it the ground control people? What are they
No,
called?
I mean, no, the air traffic
Air
controllers
traffic
tell
control.
you yeah, they tell you to land, they don't tell you to land too early. I mean,
Well,
they
somebody's
they're
getting fired because he could have killed that guy.
well, he coulda killed that guy. I actually doubt he will be fired, but I bet he'll be sent back to training. So, we'll see. We'll see.
So
Unless he was impaired.
if the guy in the truck had died, would he get fired then?
I don't know. I could ask my
See?
dad.
Yeah, ask your dad
Yeah, I
because
don't
your
know.
dad used to be a pilot.
He was a captain for yes, for many years, yeah. I was gonna say his airline, but I better not. Um,
It
I
wasn't Spirit though. It wasn't Spirit.
it wasn't no, it was not. It was a legacy carrier. But no, I think active runways are active roads are too close to the end of runways, and I think it just doesn't make sense to me why they do that. Why Newark had to be there, why they had to build the highway so close to the end of the runway. It's kinda stupid to me. You're just asking for trouble. So,
I mean, it's New
it
Jersey.
it is New Jersey. There's not a lot of extra land there right outside of Manhattan, so anyway,
So I
I
have the next story still related to airlines, and this is from our People Behaving Badly series.
love it.
And I think Scott feels really strongly about this one. So, a Delta Airlines flight was delayed because a woman refused to hang up the phone. The Georgia woman was at Miami International. While taxiing for takeoff, the flight attendants had to alert the pilots that she refused to hang up. You've been on the flight plane before. You're not even supposed to have your phone in it, in anything but airplane mode, let alone on the freaking phone. So the lady refused to hang up the phone. Like, unless you're Joan Collins, hang up the phone. Hang up the damn phone.
Are you saying Joan Collins gets away with it?
Yeah, yes, in my world, she does. So the plane returned to the gate where the woman became combative, disruptive, and refused to leave the plane. So she was arrested and charged with trespassing. I think
Ridiculous.
that's a hilarious charge for what she did. But her fellow passengers were pleading with her to follow the rules because people have connections that they have to make, and And if I was on that plane and this happened, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, for
I'd be
sure.
pissed, especially if I had a connection.
Yeah.
And what if you
Well,
missed your flight because of this?
let's hope that the laws never get changed here in the United States or the airlines don't start letting people talk on the phone because they've done it in parts of the world. I believe there's some European countries and European airlines that let people talk on the phone in the middle of a flight. And that, through Wi-Fi, obviously, because there's no cell towers up at 35,000 feet. But I don't want to listen to conversations of other people
No,
in
can't
that
this
small.
conversation wait?
Yeah, exactly. Um, I I hope that never happens here. I don't wanna hear you talk at all. Please don't talk to me. You can ask the flight attendant for a drink and then shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to listen to you have a conversation all the way across the country.
Yeah, it's
Nobody
annoying.
nobody should talk on an airplane. Read a book, watch a movie, have a drink, and go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, my mindset when I get on a plane, it's something else. It's not what I normally am. I just I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to anyone.
So, lots of people got dressed up this past Monday night. We'll tell you why right after this.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
There's no excuse not to listen. Swish Edition.
All right, Robbie, this is one thing that I love to hate. I don't know why I care because I really don't. I always say that I'm not going to care, I'm not going to watch, and I always watch, and I always have to read the coverage on Tuesday, and I have to see all the pictures, and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the Met Gala.
The Met Gala was this past Monday night in New York City. And so much controversy this year. I don't know if we need to talk about that because I hate getting into politics and all of that.
Yeah.
But there was so much controversy this year. But I don't even know if we need to talk about that.
No.
But what I think people should know, because a lot of people are being so negative about rich people getting dressed up in ridiculous costumes to go to a museum. Well, guess what? Because of this gala, they're fully funding the Metropolitan Museum, and they've allowed, because of what they're doing on Monday nights at the Met Gala, they're allowing people to go to the museum for free. There's no ticket price. You can just go, and it's because of the Met Gala that people can just go to the museum.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, like there are a bunch of haters for the Met Gala. There always have been.
yeah,
It's just extra because the connection with Jeff Bezos that I won't get into. But people want to say all the celebrities, you know, are doing stuff that doesn't matter in the real world. Well, so what? Sometimes we need an escape. We need the decadence of celebrities to distract us from the crap of the world. Who cares if they're rich and famous and want to go be fun and crazy and
exactly.
over the top about stuff. If it bothers you that much, don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
I get it, but
Every time I hear people that have a problem with this kind of thing, I remember World War II. Do you know some of the best movies of the last 100 years were made during World War II?
well, yes, I
People
love movies from the 40s.
people needed the escape, even though the atrocities were people were dying and things were happening all over the world. They needed an escape, and they went to the movies to escape the world for 2 hours. And so there's nothing wrong with this kind of thing. Yes, there are homeless people. Yes, there are starving kids in Africa, but that doesn't mean you don't live your life and do other things,
And a lot of
right?
these celebrities donate a ton of their money to charity and special causes. I mean,
Absolutely.
uh,
And
so it's
I believe the tickets to the Met Gala, which everyone pays for themselves, is like $40,000 a piece. So
wow.
it's not a cheap evening.
When it first started in 1948, the tickets were only like $30.
Talk about inflation.
Right. Oh, that's crazy. Like, so the theme was costume art, right? But the dress code was fashion is art.
Oh, okay.
And so we can't show any of the photos because
Can't.
we don't have the rights. But
I'm
if
not
you go
paying
to
Getty. I'm not paying Getty for
no,
these pictures.
go online and look on your own if you're interested. If
Yeah.
you haven't already seen them, Vogue.com is probably the best place to look at these, the most
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
As you
Or
all know by
Cosmo.
now,
Yeah.
as you all know by now, um, Madonna's my favorite, and she showed up. I did not know she was even going to be there. She wasn't on the list, like public list, so it didn't look like she was going to be there. But in my head, I was like, she's going to be there. She's got an album to promote. She's hot, hot, hot right now. She's everywhere. And I turn around and there she is being real extra with her look. But her look was so on point because it totally went on theme to fashion is art. Her look was directly inspired by a painting called The Temptation of St. Anthony, and the artist was Lenora Carrington. So if you look that painting up and see, it was like in the right side of the painting, you'll see exactly where Madonna got her look from. And Sabrina Carpenter was there, that's her pal from last week at Coachella. And Sabrina showed up wearing film reels for clothes. And do you know what those film reels were? They were real film reels.
Were they?
Yeah. Do you know what movie they were for? If you think about it hard enough, it'll make sense to you.
I didn't do a deep enough dive. I knew that the dress was Dior. I do know that. But no, what was the movie?
It was the movie Sabrina, starring Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart from 1954.
That's friggin' perfect.
Yeah, so
That's
she was
friggin'
wearing real
perfect.
film. So I thought that
I
was super
love that.
cool. And the two
Yeah.
of them, their new single together, Bring Your Love, Madonna's and Sabrina's, that's going to be the lead single for Madonna's highly anticipated new album. So they didn't perform it, to my knowledge, at the show. But Sabrina did perform with Stevie fucking Nicks, who
Is that
this
her
was her
middle
first time. No, this was the first time Stevie Nicks ever came to the Met Gala. This is her
Yeah.
debut, and she sang Landslide, and
Right.
Sabrina joined her, and then they turned it into a duet, and it was beautiful. I got goosebumps watching it.
And
Landslide's one of my favorite songs.
I love Stevie Nicks' outfit. Of course, she did something steampunk, which is kind of fits in the vein of her things that
Yes.
she's done all throughout her career. It was a kind of a blue velvet, big, scoopy,
It was a hoop
huge.
skirt.
Yeah. She looked great.
And she had a fabulous hat on, which I've seen her wear hats like that before. That might be one of her own hats. I don't know for sure, but she loves wearing those big, like this sort of look like steampunk-ish, right?
Yeah.
Beyonce showed up looking like a fabulous skeleton. I loved her look. It was very
It was
cool.
something else. Something else.
And the other person, Madonna, Stevie Nicks, and Cher was there.
Yes.
You have these three iconic divas of music together. Did they call the quarters? You know what
So
I mean?
Robbie, if Robbie had been there,
My
he would have
head
had a heart
was
attack.
exploding.
He would have had a heart attack and died. Yes.
I was like, wow. I mean, I hope somebody better have gotten a picture of all three of them together. At least gotten a picture of Madonna and Cher together, because they got a picture together with back at the Met Gala in '98. I think it was '98. There's a picture of them together. It's sort of like an off the cuff, like candid pic. I mean,
And
Nicole Kidman was there.
I love what Cher was wearing, just to go back for a second, because she was wearing Burberry. And basically, the people at Burberry took their inspiration from a 1974 Met dress that Bob Mackie made for Cher. So it was kind of going back to the 70s, but it also looked like what Cher would probably pick out to wear herself today.
I mean, out of all the big names that were there of Cher's stature, and considering how over the top Cher normally is, this was kind of an understated look.
Yeah.
For her, but she looked radiant. I mean, she was smiling. And that's the one thing I have to say that Madonna didn't do. Madonna kind of looked miserable.
No, Madonna looked absolutely miserable. I was going to mention that. I thought you would talk about the ship on top of her head, which was crazy.
Well, she was wearing a ship on her, which it's high fashion. It's fashion, Brenda. Look it up. But she just didn't look like she was having fun.
Did not look happy. Not one smile on her face.
But Cher was all smiles. Stevie Nicks looked like she was having a ball.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's up with Madonna. Like, when she was somewhere else, though, maybe I don't know. She just looked
Well, she knows how to have a good time.
semi-miserable.
Maybe someone pissed her off. Who knows?
Maybe.
Can I talk about the Kardashian Jenners?
Please do. I'll let you
So
do it.
it was literally all about the boobs, guys. All three of them. Well, their mom was there too, but I didn't really think much of what she was wearing. Kim Kardashian was wearing this molded breastplate, which was orange, and then it had a matching orange leather skirt, which I thought was very different for her. And I thought that was kind of fun. I don't know how she sat down in that outfit or peed or any of that, but she doesn't care about that. She just wants to look good. She doesn't care if she can function. Her
She
sister,
has someone to pee for her.
that's true. Kendall Jenner was wearing, this is fun. I didn't even know. Zach Posen apparently is doing this collaboration with Gap. Gap is, big now. So Gap Studio by Zach Posen, he
Is it?
basically took the classic Gap t-shirt and he used something called liquid jersey. And then he hand dyed this jersey in tea. It was hand dyed in actual tea to get this kind of, I don't know, it looked beige to me. This beigey brown color.
Wait, you said
Um,
Gap is big again?
Yeah, they're huge
I
right
didn't
now.
know that. I did not.
Oh, huge. Well, I don't know if you remember about 10 years ago, they had a huge slump and they almost went into bankruptcy. And then
Yeah, because people
they,
stopped buying khakis. That's why.
yeah, but then they got regenerated and people started going there again and people like Zach Posen started working with them and they brought them back. And so no, it's totally a cool place to go. And they do make great t-shirts. Anyway, so Kendall had this thing that looked like babies. Basically, it looked like her boob was out, but it wasn't. It was kind of flesh colored. It was weird. And then her sister Kylie, who is the second richest one in the family, she was wearing this very nude looking top. And apparently it was covered with pearls and fish scales. And it took supposedly 11,000 man hours to complete to embroider all this fucking shit onto her dress. 11,000 hours for one dress.
But that's keeping the economy up. You're paying, somebody's getting paid for that. That's a
Exactly.
job.
A lot of people are getting paid.
And probably a union job at that.
Yeah. I don't know if Kylie was there with Timothy Chalamet. They're famously dating right now. So I didn't see him. I didn't see any pictures of him. So I don't know if he was
No,
there with
Timothy
her.
did not go. I saw that he wasn't there. I don't remember why, but did you want to talk about the Bad Bunny?
Oh, well, you sent me the picture of Bad Bunny and I hadn't seen it, but he
He's like,
basically,
looks like an
you
old
tell him.
man. He looked like an old man, which was on purpose. Like he had
Yeah.
gray hair. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I got to look into it to see what inspired that look.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was something.
He's all about symbolism, as you saw in the Super Bowl halftime show. So he must have sat for hours and hours to have his face done because they did wrinkles and all kinds of stuff, and it looked really real. So I wonder if he had to tell anybody who he was because I didn't know that was him until you told me.
It's the most extra night of the year when it comes to celebrities, just to be extra and fun for no reason. I mean, other than helping the museum, but
Coleman Domingo, he also showed up in Valentino. He was wearing this color block top. He kind of looked like a court gesture, which I guess was creative, but I didn't dig it.
He was on the red carpet when Stevie Nicks made her appearance, and their interaction was really, really fun. I would look that up. Moving from famous celebrities doing fun stuff over the top to seals and sea lions doing stuff that's over the top. Did you guys hear about this new sea lion on the scene in San Francisco? We've called him Chonkers. The locals and the media have started calling him Chonkers because he's 2,000 pounds. And a normal sea lion weighs about 700 pounds. So this one is this one is the queen bee.
Which is still huge.
Right. I mean, so he's making waves at Pier 39 in San Francisco. Yeah. And if you watch videos of him, he jumps on those pieces that they have out there for them.
The floating piers.
Yeah, and he'll jump up and fall down, and people have said it's like a giant oak tree falling. Yeah. And all the other sea lions run out of the way and he's like a menace, but he's an animal celebrity, but many people think he should be moved. But where should he go?
Where would they take him? Exactly. No,
If you
I
can't
think
go to
he
Pier 39, where could you go?
yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'm gonna put a picture up. He just completely dwarfs the other sea lions. And if you haven't been to San Francisco, which you need to go because it's one of the best cities in the country,
I
then
love San Francisco.
you've definitely seen them and you've definitely heard them because they can sometimes be very loud. But who hasn't walked down in Fisherman Wharf and seen all these great guys?
Sea
I mean,
lions are my favorite
yeah,
animal. I love sea lions. They're cute. They're fun. So yeah, I thought that was a fun story that we saw in the news.
that's a fun
Um,
story.
so we ha- so randomly switching gears again to something completely off the wall is do you remember the movie A Christmas Story, the classic movie about the Red Ryder BB gun?
Duh, I watch it probably 4 or 5 times every December.
Right. So do I. And Ralphie, of course, is well known, but then he had some friends. Do you remember Flick?
I do.
Flick was the one that stuck his tongue to the pole. Yeah. So I wanted to just introduce it that way, and I'll let you take it from here, Scott.
No, I love that, and I did not know any of this stuff, and I also never put 2 and 2 together because another one of my favorite movies, and not I don't know if it was my favorite, but I did enjoy it, was The Toy with Richard Pryor,
Yes.
and I did not realize that Flick from A Christmas Story was also the main kid in The Toy,
I did
who
not
was
realize that either.
yeah, who was absolutely horrendous and horrible at the beginning of the movie, but softens up as he becomes a better person in the course of the movie. But anyway, so this guy, his real life name is Scott Schwartz. And he was a child actor who was very successful. He did over 100 commercials. He did these 2 iconic movies. And then he didn't really get much work.
Puberty
Um,
hits, and the roles
yeah.
dry out.
So he was working as a stagehand and an occasional character, kind of a background character in porn movies. Like the evil boss that comes in and accidentally finds the girl with her shirt off or whatever. And then one day, the people on the set said, "Do you want to be in a scene? Do you actually want to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, for some bucks." And he turns out that he did this one movie called Scotty's X-Rated Adventure, playing himself as a former child actor who gets into porn you know, to get his Q rating back up. So he's basically playing himself, a version of himself. And he said that he was the second highest paid porn actor at the time after who was the other guy?
John Wayne Bobbitt.
Bobbitt, who got his
After he had
penis
his
cut
penis
off. And
reattached, he was in a porn called Frankenweenie or Frankenpenis or something like that. But
so he was
because
the top, he got paid the most, and then Scott Schwartz got the second most. I don't know if that's true, but that's what Scott Schwartz said.
there was a golden opportunity for this porn to be epic, and I don't know why they didn't do this. The porn could have been about a guy that sticks his dick to a pole.
That would be a
Like
perfect
in A
scene.
Christmas Story, he stuck his tongue to the pole. He could have stuck his dick to a pole in a dare, and then I don't know, go from there, make it work.
It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect.
But
Anyway,
so
I'm gonna go try to find it now because I want to see.
curiosity killed the cat, man.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
never
I
going to be able to
also
watch A Christmas Story the same again.
right. And after I was reading the story, I had to pull up IMDb to see what else Scott Schwartz has done since then because it's been 20 something years. He's done some stuff, mostly B, C, and D stuff. So nothing that you've ever heard of.
Emphasis
But
on the D.
there you go. Oh, that's good. You're smart. You're smarter than you look. That's for sure. All right,
Well,
we've done an hour.
this
Yeah.
we found out about him doing the porn because there's a TV show on HBO Max via Investigation Discovery called Hollywood Demons, and it's on its second season that just came out, and that's where this came about. So if you're interested in these kind of stories, it's on HBO Max, and this episode was called Child Stars Gone Wild.
So you can get the full story right from
Get the full story.
the
And there's other
from the
stories
pole
on it
licker's
too.
mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I will check that out. I will definitely check it out. All right. I'm tired. I'm tired of standing here and I've got tacos to make.
Me too.
All right,
All right.
guys. Have a great week. Don't forget your moms this Sunday.
Yeah. Word to your mother.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.
Perfect.
You want to do one of those one time?
It'll be fun. I'd have to practice a little bit. I'm not as seasoned as you are. But I could totally
Yeah.
do one.
I'm such a professional.